Hello, and welcome to another discussion in mathematics in the modern world. So again, we are in mathematics at finance, and our next topic is in mortgages. So first, we start with home ownership, and here you will realize uh, how much does it cost you to own your own home. Okay, so initial expenses. When you purchase a home, you generally make a down payment and finance the remainder of the purchase price with a loan obtained through a bank or savings and loan association. The amount of the down payment can vary, but it is normally between 10% and 30% of the selling price. So the mortgage is the amount that is borrowed to buy the real estate. The amount of the mortgage is the difference between the selling price and the down payment. So mortgage is given as the selling price minus the down payment. So the selling price of the home you wanted to buy. And then we subtracted the down payment required for you to get the home or a house. So this formula is used to find the amount of the mortgage. For example, suppose you buy a $240,000 home with a down payment of 25%. So first, find the down payment by computing 25% of the purchase price, that is 25% of 240,000. It's the same as multiplying 0.25 to 240,000 and you get 60,000. Next is then find the mortgage by subtracting the down payment from the selling price. So the mortgage is the selling price minus the down payment, so 240,000. You subtract the 60,000 and you get 180,000. So that is the mortgage is 180,000 pesos or dollars, sorry. The down payment is generally the largest initial expense in purchasing a home, but there are other expenses associated with the purchase. So these payments are due at the closing. So that means if you close the deal, right, there are other several payments to be done. So when the sale of the house is finalized and are called closing costs, the bank may charge fees for attorneys, credit reports, loan processing, and title searches. There may also be a loan origination fee. This fee is usually expressed in points. 1 point is equal to 1% of the mortgage. So suppose you purchase a home and obtain a loan for $180,000. The bank charges a fee of 1.5 points, that is 1.5%. To find the charge of 4 points, multiply the loan amount, that is the mortgage, right? The loan amount by 1.5%. So points is equal to 1.5% of 100,000, which is the same as 0.015 of 100,000, which is equal to 2,700. So that is the charge by the bank. Okay? So that's how much it can cost you to buy your own home. Okay, so note again that the points or the bank charge it on or the interest is given or is multiplied on, right, on the mortgage or the amount to be loaned. So example number one, calculate a down payment and closing cost. So the purchase price of a home is $392,000. A down payment of $20 is made. The bank charges 450 in fees plus 2.5 points to find the total amount of the down payment and the closing cost. So find the total. So first, you need to do the total of the down payment. Okay. So the down payment here is, oops, so we need to find the down payment. Now the down payment is quite easy to solve. So this is just 20% of the selling price or the purchase price, $392,000. So that is just 0.20, right? So that is just 0. 20, multiply it by 392,000. So the down payment is equal to $78,400. Okay, so that is the down payment. Next, we need to find the mortgage. So the amount to be loaned, and that is equal to the selling price or the purchase price, and then subtract the down payment. So we get the value, the selling price is 392,000, and then we subtract to it 78,400. So the mortgage is now equal to $313,600. That's a lot of money. Okay. Now, uh, now next step is to calculate the charge for points. Okay. So the bank charges 450 and another 2.5 points from the mortgage. So 2.5 points is the same as 2.5%, or that is 2.5%, and that is basically equal to 0.025, right? So we multiply it to the mortgage, so that is multiply it to the mortgage, the points is then equal to 0.025 of the mortgage, which is 313,600 dollars, and that is equal to $7,840. Okay, so we add all of them. So to find the sum of the down payment and the closing cost, so you add all of the cost. Okay, so from that we have we put it here, the sum, the total, and total of the down payment and the closing cost. So this is given as the mortgage, of course. We need to put the mortgage here. I mean, we need to put here the down payment. Sorry. So the down payment is 78,400, and then you add to it the charge the bank paid, which is 450. Where's the 5? And then the points, okay, which is again the fee made by the bank for you, which is 7,840. So the total cost is now equal to $86,690. Okay, so that's how much it will cost you for purchasing a home with the purchase price of $392,000, and then you made a 20% down payment. Then because you can pay it whole, right? After the down payment, you need to make a loan. So the loan or the mortgage here is $313,600. From that loan, the bank make a charge of $450, and of course, that the bank requires you to pay 2.5 points of that mortgage. So that is 2.5% of 313. So the total cost after closing, right, the deal is equal to $86,690. Okay, next, mortgages. When a bank agrees to provide you with a mortgage, a loan, you agree to pay off that loan in monthly payments. If you fail to make the payments, the bank has the right to foreclose, which means that the bank takes possession of the property and has the right to sell it out. Mortgage payment formula. The mortgage payment for a mortgage is given by this one. PMT is equal to A times R over N, which is the same we have discussed last time. 1 minus 1 plus Rn raised to the power of negative and times T, where PMT is the monthly mortgage payment, A is the amount of the mortgage, okay, the amount you loan, R is the annual interest rate, N is the number of payments per year, and T is the number of years. Okay, so actually that is the same as PMT. Okay, so suppose Allison Somerset purchases a condominium and secures a loan of $134,000 for 30 years at an annual interest rate of 6.5%. So letter A, find the monthly mortgage payment. So we will use the PMT there. Okay. And letter B, what is the total of the payments over the life of the loan? So this is 30 years. Allison will pay monthly for 30 years. And then find the amount of interest paid on the loan over the 30 years. So we just need to calculate the interest. So the interest from 134,000 loan. Okay, so solution. So again, we recall the formula PMT, right? This is equal to the loan or the mortgage R over N, where R here is the interest rate and our N is the number of payments made per year to be made per year. 1 plus R over N raised to the power of negative N times T. So our A here is, of course, $134,000, right? And then our R here is 6.5%. That is the same as 0.065, right? And then we divide it by 12 since uh, Allison will pay monthly for 30 years. Good luck. 1 plus 0.065 divided by 12 raised to the power of our n here, the number of payment that is 12. We multiply it by 30 because they agreed to pay for 30 years. Okay, so after doing the calculation, you will get approximately $846.97 per month. So the payment monthly payment for the mortgage is $846.97. So that is the monthly mortgage payment. So letter B, what is the total of the payments over the life of the loan? So to determine the total of the payments, multiply the number of payments, 360, by the monthly payment. Okay? So where are we going to put letter B, letter B here? So letter B is quite easy. Uh, so we need to know how much Allison will pay per month. And we know that is 846. Okay, so the total payment we can calculate it directly. The total payment over the life of the loan is that is uh, $846 multiply $846,000 8,000 or 8,000, right? $846.97. Sorry. Then we multiply it by, okay, the number 360. Okay. So 12 times 30 is 360 for that is monthly payment for 30 years. And that is equal to 304,000 in dollars. $304,000 and 999 and 20 cents. Okay, so letter C. So find the amount of interest paid on the loan over the 30 years. So that is easy. We just take the original price and the original price is 134,000 and letter B, the payment to be made for 30 years. So letter C, that is equal to $304,000, 999.20, subtract with the original price, which is $134,000, and that is equal to $170,000, 909.20 cents. So the interest is $170,000 and $170,909.20. Okay, so that is the interest for 30 years. Okay, so when a home is sold before the term of the loan has expired, the homeowner must pay the lender the remaining balance on the loan. Right? To calculate that balance, we can use the APR loan payoff formula from the last discussion. So APR loan payoff formula, the payoff amount for a mortgage is given by A equal to PMT times 1 minus that messy part there, where A is the loan payoff and PMT is the mortgage payment. Okay, R is the annual interest rate, N is the number of payments per year, and U is the number of remaining or unpaid payments. Okay, so that means that we need to know the length of when the borrower started and ended his or her payment before selling the home. So here we have an example, number 4. Calculate a mortgage payoff. A homeowner has a monthly mortgage payment which is $645.32 on a 30-year loan at an annual interest rate of 7.2%. After making payments for 5 years, the homeowner decides to sell the house. What is the payoff for the mortgage? So this is a bit messy, but anyway, let's try to solve it. Let's try solving it. So we have a 30-year loan, right? A 30-year loan, and then the homeowner pays monthly for the mortgage. So that will be 12 times 30. Okay? And again, we know that is 360. So 360 payments to be made. Okay? And then, but after making 5 payments for 5 years, the homeowner decided to sell the house. So 12 times 5, that is equal to 60 payments are done. 60 payments done. So this implies that 360 minus 60 is equal to 300 payments remaining. So there is still 300 payments, right, to be done. But anyway, the homeowner decided to sell the house. Okay, so the PMT here, our PMT, right? So the mortgage payment monthly, this is equal to in dollars 645.32. Okay, and the annual interest rate, so RR here is equal to let me charge my laptop for a second. Okay, so our R here is 7.2%. So 7.2, that is equal to 0.072. Okay, so from there, we go to our formula. So according to our formula here, right, selling, selling payoff, mortgage payment payoff is given by this one here. This very complicated formula. So A is equal to PMT times that less. Okay, so A here to be paid, right, is equal to the PMT, which is in dollars 645 and 32 cents. We multiply it by 1 minus 1 plus our rate. The rate is 0.072. We divide it by, okay, so that is 12, right? Because the payment is to be done monthly. 12 raised to the remaining numbers of payments to be done by the homeowner. So that is negative 300. Then we divide it by the rate, which is 0.072 divided by 12. And that is equal to in dollars 89,679 and 01 cents. So that is so the homeowner needs to pay $89,679 and 1 cent or 0.01 cents to the bank if he wanted to sell or she wanted to sell. She decided to sell her house, right? After making a loan in the bank and agreeing to pay a 30-year loan. Instead, he sold it. Okay, so he wanted to solve it. And there is 300 payments needed to be done. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Okay, so that is the end of the slides and thank you for listening and see you in our next discussion.